Pay Safeguard, Logitech G, Mountain Dew League, Xfinity, and ESEA.
A 5-map spree for EnVyUs. Now, the mousesports have not been able to best them over the last 5 months. Continues on Cash. Quite the troublesome team, it seems, and on Cash, no less. Now, to break it down, we have got our analysts, as always, here for Pro League. We have YNK and Chad. Now, we see mousesports struggling to put things in paper. Now, Yanka, you kind of ended that segment by just kind of ranting about how unpredictable this game was. However, there was some consistencies as to where Envy got the frags from, right? Once again, Envy with some stars starting to show.
Yeah, RPK was again above the rest and by a large margin, more than 30 kills, more than 100 ADR, while the rest of the team was around 60. And in a game like this, where you have two teams that are not that different stylistically or individually, a monster performance from one of your players really does make a difference.
Yeah, the resurgence of RPK has definitely been a talking point. He's basically dragging his team across the line in some of these situations. The multi-frags that he gets, they're always impact kills. And the fact that he can put up such huge scorelines after, he retired. He was done with Counter-Strike. Then they went in, they found him, they pulled him out. There's a nice little funny video on the internet that of Thorin telling a story. It's quite amusing. And he came back to playing. And, for a while there, he looked like he was just going to be a support player, not really bringing too much to the team. But now, in this team, he is the standout player.
And people that may not be aware, he was one of the greatest at one point, right?
In Source, yeah. In Source, he was one of the best players of all time back then. Just ask Henry G, he'll tell you all about it.
Yeah, maybe we will. I know you're rolling your eyes.
Roll back the years together.
Before we jump too quickly away from RPK, I've actually brought up his stats on my favorite little toy here, the iPad.
I like the surprise from Chad.
And it's just to have a look at, so it's not hugely consistent because the team is sometimes losing, but his stats are, he's in the green. There's a lot of him in the green, which by that I mean, he's up above those 1.0 ratings. If we can bust her open, crack her up.
Let's see if she's on the old iPad.
There we go. So this is the match that literally just happened at the top. He got a 1.77 rating, right? So then we've got a 1.29 against VP. Had a couple of bad ones there where they lost a game. But basically, he has a lot of ratings here that are above 1, right? And my point is, this is why we're talking about him being a consistent factor for this squad. To be putting up these numbers time and time again, especially for a player, who left and now he's come back, so returned. This is what you want to see, especially for EnVyUs.
He's almost exclusively in the red in the losses as well. It seems like when he has had a fantastic performance, EnVyUs are winning. I guess that's probably not a surprise or that much of a correlation, but it's an observation all the same. Yanko, you're looking at me like, wow, you're such an intelligent man.
Just a few things for mousesports from that game. I think that they, on their CT side, had some good moves, and it looked early like their stars were standing up. Oscar was hitting some nice shots. Sunny was getting a bit done. They actually had some well-coordinated pushes to get map territory, and everything was looking pretty for them until I think it was 9-3, and then they ended the half 9-6. Yeah. Never really want to fall flat like that because you do feel like you have such a lead, and then when you lose that towards the end of the half, it's like, well, we did all this work early, and then we dropped off. And that's probably not a bad feeling to go into the second half with.
And the second half is where most of their flaws lied. Sorry, Yanko.
True, they were up 8-1 in the first half, and in the second half, the problem was they couldn't get any momentum going, right? Started with losing pistol, then you buy third round, lose that, eco again, you win the gun round, but then you get immediately reset, and that's the problem. And you have to give props to EnVyUs. They were switching things up, in their setups, throwing some aggression, mousesports' way, and they just couldn't adjust in time and lost those crucial reset rounds.
Yeah, I mean, 2 rounds on the T side of Cash. mousesports did kind of get it somewhat lost. It felt as well that they were kind of fall into the trap of just doing defaults. Chad, I mean, what do you make of that?
Well, when you're versing a team that is mixing it up with different points of aggression on the map, it's always a great idea to default, right? Because if they're pushing A main, if they're pushing B main, if they're taking that kind of map territory, a default is a great way to get that information and then weigh up your decision. Also great to pick people off if they're getting a little bit lazy in the way that they're pushing. If they're not using a flash, if they're not using a teammate to trade, you can get that number advantage. The problem is if you don't have a good mid-round call or a good mid-round strategy and you didn't get any map control, and it's hard to do that versus an EnVyUs that is playing so far up in middle. We saw Scream under the pipe a couple rounds, RPK in the vent quite a lot. That mid setup can be exploited, and I'm surprised we didn't actually see mousesports, using more Molotovs to push them out of position. But once you don't have any map control, and then they go for late pushes, then they get A main, so they go, hey, there's no one here, we can rotate, we can cheat over to B, we're going to have good people there. Then it makes it very difficult to win any round for the guys from Mouse.
Has Cash as a kind of as a map, as a meta developed from what used to be? I remember then. This is so weird. I am rolling back the years. But we were talking always about how Cash revolved around mid control, how it was always about two CTs. VP, for example, were kind of renowned for the way they held middle on Cash, and now it does seem like it's more of a one-man job and just get the info and fall back.
I think it's still very important.
Am I making that up?
No, I think mid control is still one of the focal points of this map on the T side. I think it's just changed in the priority of it, right? I think you spread out more early and then you go for mid a little bit mid to late rounds. Back when I was playing in the prime of it, it was fast mid takes. It was what I call the flip side smokes, the connector and the white box smoke, heaps of flashes over, Molotovs on the run. You cascade over the boost, you come out the mid smoke and you take mid very quickly. And then from there you can put pressure on the CTs. But it's kind of moved away from that, at least in the last year.
Yanko, anything to add to that? Do you think that I'm just pulling at strings?
No, I think it constantly changes. For example, what Chad pointed out, that's why the CTs started playing more passive on mid, because if the Ts use all of their resources, really you are there. It's not a favorable fight. You don't have that many places to hide. If they have Molotovs, especially, they're going to flush you out. So it's much better for you to try and take map control elsewhere. That's why we see CTs push Squeaky, push main, and then, for example, if you have an operating quad watch mid, that's extremely powerful all the way down towards highway. 2 players in B, very legit setup, better than fighting the Ts on mid.
And just giving them a way into the site, a free one, and getting an early advantage. Now, before we start turning our attention to Cbble, as the players are actually going to be taking a couple of extra minutes for their break between maps, we can go ahead and get one more pro tip for us as we prepare ourselves for Cbble, the final map of the day and the week.
Hey Future Pros, back to Cobblestone, and this time with a fancy flash. This pop flash is designed to blind anyone running up the mid ramp. It's fairly easy to accomplish and very effective. Make sure you're at the center of this wall. Aim at the center of this flag, then jump and throw. Ramp pushers will be pushing daisies after you master this absolutely fantastic flash.
Flash-tastic from Rush. It's going to be stopping the A Rush if you're playing at Cobblestone. And that is where we're going to next then, before mousesports versus EnVy. And because we have more time, and because we've spoken about Cbble to an endless degree at this point, I've asked you for tips on holding drop. I've asked you for tips on how to control your rotate your AWPer. We've kind of gone on an adventure over the course of this last week. So the final question for you, Yanko, in our Educating the Masses and Machine. That's the new segment I've just made up.
I like it.
EMM.
Solo holding A, is it viable on the CT side? As in, we see teams do this, even like from at every level, every rank, you have, okay, where you're getting overly pressured on B, you have to just leave one-man solo A. Is this something that can be done effectively even in the peak of Counter-Strike?
I mean, obviously, it will depend a lot on that rotate and what that player is. You never expect that solo player to win you the round himself, right?
No.
Get something like three kills. He's obviously going to play in a position either super passive so that he doesn't get picked off, but in reality, you have to play somewhere where you're going to get map information in time for your teammates to rotate in, because if you are somewhere a bit forward and you just die on first contact, well, that gives the whole bomb site to your opponent. So I think it happens based off of reads, simply because the CTs don't have that much room for aggression and gaining map control and gaining advantages. Sometimes you just go for the gamble and play 4B or you play 3A.
It's definitely viable, I think, Alex, to have someone there early, normally an AWPer, use your utility, keep them away, get the information, call for that rotation.
So it's not necessarily, it's not carbon copy, just 4 of you go stand over there and I'll stand here. It's more of a case of, I'll tell you if I need you.
It's basically, hey, we think it's going to be a B rush early, let's send 4 players there. If it's not a B rush, we rotate back over the other player.
So it's just, it's all about information, which we've talked about in the past is not easy for CTs to acquire on Cobblestone. So that's a viable route.
Yeah, so of course you have to worry about mid and A long at the same time. So usually you use utility to one of them early, and then you can transition between the two. Once that smoke or the timing you think is right, you can move back to a safer line and call for that rotator, and from there play with a bit more teamwork.
The thing is, they're never going to try and take long or mid without utility. So you can just use your smoke and then play the sounds. You hear the pop flashes, bursting on A long, then you can fall back and say, hey, I need an extra guy here. And also that probably means they're not rushing B or not setting up for B early on, and then you can spread around more.
You're assuming that my opponents know how to play Counter-Strike. They just walk up, don't make a single peep, and just walk all the way up long. And
they're next level. They're already ahead of the meta.
Listen, whatever happens, you just die, Alex. I've experienced it firsthand. So
1v1 me.
All right. Anyway, so both of these teams really like to hit the B bomb site without taking drop first, which I think is a really interesting thing, because I always talk about drop being such a huge weakness. Curious as to why they don't do that.
They don't take drop?
They don't take it first. Like, Happy will take it after something's happened somewhere else on the map. And when we saw mousesports playing on it the other day, it wasn't something that they were focusing on early. They were focusing on like long and executing from there first and foremost.
I think it's just teams are more comfortable throwing extra bodies towards that B long area, because sometimes, you know, you need that extra guy to make the trade. You can still get into the bomb site, and the CTs are always going to have someone look at drop, right, and be worried about drop. So in that sense, you tie one player without really, you know, sending anyone there from your side.
I mean, drop room is such a unique kind of discussion to be had in anyway, just because it just doesn't exist anywhere else in Counter-Strike. Once the T drops in, you are just fully committed. It's quite a scary concept. And so I guess maybe Happy, especially with his lurking prowess, is not willing to go ahead and just commit to that side of the map immediately.
Yeah, we have seen him have success when he does get that part of the map. You know, maybe it's just something like you're saying, he doesn't feel comfortable without action happening to pull a player away early. But when he does get into that part of the map, he's probably one of the best at utilizing timings and being very annoying. That's something that's in Happy's play style.
You used to be quite critical of Happy's style of play. Do you liking the evolution that he's kind of undergoing now, where he's showing more aggression?
We all got fed up of Get Right just being a hardcore lurker, right? So he's completely changed his play style, and that's more than a year ago that happened. Whereas Happy, you could see that was gone. Being a full-time lurker wasn't a thing anymore, and he was very stubborn in his approach to that. And watching him on maps like Nuke trying to lurk late out Squeaky Door or Heart, it's like, come on, dude. Someone's always going to be watching that part of the map. It's never going to work like that. Whereas other maps, he has more avenues for that. But he's definitely transitioned to more of a, I don't want to say team player, because he's always been part of a team. It's just he seems like he's understands now that he needs to change his play style for sure.
Yeah, and there has been some degree of development for Happy and for his team. This band of misfits, the leftovers, some have described them as, have come together and have looked unified as they are not only climbing the Pro League, but also qualifying for every tournament under the sun as of late. Do they take this to 2-0, though? Do they convert into Cbble?
Yeah, it's going to be super messy, but it's going to be the 2-0 for EnVyUs.
1-1.
1-1. Okay, give me mousesports. Cobblestone from Yanko. A little bit of a reason as to why?
Nothing particular, just online CS, Alex.
Well, there he is, the man himself, suggesting this is going to be a messy affair, and what better than two of our very own messes to cast it. It is going to be Henry and Harry.
From one mess to another. Thank you very much, Alex. We will be bringing you the final map of the evening. It's going to be EnVyUs versus mousesports here. We already saw it on Cash, and mousesports had that huge lead, the 9-3 start. It all fell apart, and they couldn't really get going at all in the second half. They move on to more familiar territory, perhaps, on Cobblestone. It's a map they are relatively decent on. EnVyUs currently looking pretty good, though, in the second half. That was actually quite impressive as they finished things off. RPK especially, Harry, had 26 kills and didn't look like there was any sign of him stopping.
No, he's been in fantastic form as of late. I mean, Alex, you know, he called them the leftovers, and when you think about it, the leftovers are always the best bit of any good meal. So
I'd agree.
That's kind of what we've been seeing from Envy, at least as of late. I think they've gone above and beyond everyone's expectations. RPK in particular looking just amazing.
Do you think there'll be a world where we ever see EnVyUs win a Premier tournament ever again?
Because then you look at them on LAN and then you're suddenly like, no, not really. If there's an online really big tournament, then yes.
That's the problem. Like the players they've got, and the extremely decorated players, you think, yeah, at some point it's going to click. But I just think at this point, I'd be happy if I'm making playoffs from EnVyUs. I'm like, wow, we've actually done that. That's something. I just don't see them ever winning tournaments. But that's a conversation for another time, perhaps. 10 sets of armor on the server. That makes my job very easy. It looks like a B rush coming in as well, as we've got XMS to defend, as two players make their way through the upper platform here, as Sunny to open things up.
Yeah, the B defense going to get torn limb from limb. As between them, Oscar, Robson, Sunny, that kind of hard-hitting three of Mouse open this up in a big way. Scream and Six are left. 2 versus 5. Not too optimistic for them, but we know how strong a Scream can be in these pistol rounds. Going to go ahead and find that first. That was Sixer, dropping Sunny out. So now 2-on-4. Going to be rotating a player in to try and deal with the man who's making his way through into the back line. That's Oscar. Holds this off valiantly. Good night. 2-6 does now leave this on Scream. 1v4. Not really thinking about doing this anymore.
No, he's got no kit. Low HP. And a nice shot. Does take down Oscar. But that's all he'll get. Extra $300. Might as well save his armor to the next round. They will be presumably force buying there. Quite the clean sweep from mousesports. They split towards the B side. Nothing really too tactical coming to the forefront. There's 2 on the upper platform. 3 a drop down. Overwhelm them with the close range encounters with the Glocks. And it'll be Oscar to find a couple of frags. And the B bomb site overran. mousesports 1-0 now. AK is coming out. And like I said, the force buy from EnVyUs is very likely here. At Deagles and CZs. Seems like the 5-7's dead, and so to Tech 9. It's just completely taken control. It's
It's an epidemic right now. CZ has just completely killed off all the other pistols.
Yeah, that has been the new theme. Let's see why, though. Is Happy holds close in mid. Not going to win any award for that spray anytime soon, as he will fall almost immediately. Does a little bit of damage spread thinly across Mouse. Scream. His players down beneath balcony. Oh, he's incredibly quick. That is going to be Sunny. Eliminated, taken out of the round very early on here. Bomb plant going to be coming in for Mouse as we go 4-on-4. The flank coming around from behind sees XMS and Sixer. Slowly but surely progressing through long and mid respectively. Could catch Sticko off guard as he lies in wait down in mid. Scream going to spot him out. Means he falls to XMS. Man advantage in favour of Envy now, and Rops. Pressure getting to him over on long. Has to step up. Chris J going to get one. Rops will fall, and now Chris J and Oscar trying to hang on to this round. The madness that has been this retake could get shut down here. XMS 1v1 gonna land it up in the air, and Oscar not ready for it. No time for the defuse though.
Well, it'll be a hollow victory there for EnVyUs, getting all the kills, sure, but unable to get the defuse in. It's XMS with 3 kills towards the end, one of which I think he was jumping when he landed the final few shots. But ultimately, just saving the AK head, they would be foolish to force around this. They have to take the eco, as tempting as it is. Is that a Negev coming out? Hello?
Was that intentional?
No, it's been thrown away. That's just another example of Valve trying to modify gun, change it up to try and make it a thing, and you can see they don't even want it. They're like, you know what, this is only cost $2 grand, let's just get rid of it.
Yeah, it is like the worst thing ever made.
Yeah, like the revolver, the Negev. Who's in charge of like coming up with these new guns right now? Like, can we just get rid of that guy? Like, that had to be the worst adjustment ever to Counter-Strike, the revolver and the Negev. I think they're up there. Apart from the marketplace update back in about 2009. I won't get into that now, but for those who know, they know. I'm sure Chad can remember.
Well, into this round anyway. We are going to have Mouse once again with their attention fixated on this B-bomb site. XMS has that AK carried forward from a round's pass. Sunny's already down in drop, and it is going to fall short. Chris J and Rops, luckily enough, do not. It's an utter calamity down here in drop down as Rops able to double down. Will then be swiftly dealt with. XMS on 2 right now.
Yeah, how's that gone down? It's going to be 2 kills for XMS. He's still on the B side though, and Sticko, he has got full control of A. No diffuser once again, no nades, and he might as well give this a go. They'll be buying up regardless next round. XMS still gets money from the previous round, even though he went down. I'm seeing the AK-47. 2 kills so far, and he's got to find Oscar and Sticko, 4 in total, and a bomb defuse. I don't think it's going to happen, but maybe he can keep mousesports very honest indeed. Keep them on the bomb site, maybe take them down with the blast. Not looking to win this round, just seeing if he can make it expensive.
Yeah, XMS will hold on to the AK. Doesn't want to try and step up to the mark. Go for the 4K. Oh, you've seen him do some fantastic stuff though in these clutch situations, XMS. Probably one of my favourite clips was him at the minor. Not sure if you remember that one. He fired 5 bullets, 5 kills, all headshots.
What gun was it with?
It was with the AK.
I do remember that, yeah.
Yeah, that clip, I mean, XMS truly is just excellent best within the team. But Mao's going to take this 3-0. As you said, though, Henry, they are kept very modest. 2 players do survive. Stick home with the Galil, though, not going to be ideal. Here's
the Negev, rest in peace, left in spawn, left behind, not part of the fun, as it idly waits, never to be picked up. It is a shame. But I don't think these guns will ever be a thing. As we get into round number 4, it will be AKs and an AWP.
Yeah, we had a quick 2-minute silence there for the Negev. And now we are back into this already. Aggression down through long to see XMS chipped away. He's not looking too healthy, 49 HP. He is going to be waiting. And the cubby actually starts to fall on off. Doesn't want to risk getting Molotov out of position and out into the open when you're that low. So going to be boosting Happy up on top of the tree. He does tend to love this location. They're going to go to Molotov off the stairs on platform and commence the push on in. Props is held back by the Molotov.
Ooh, lucky to be alive. They're still commit to this as well. I'm surprised at that. Players up on the tree. It doesn't look like mousesports will get anything done here. This is really disjointed and a little bit clumsy, but still, we have got 2 players up. It will be Oscar and Sticko. It seemed like there was apprehension to really commit to it, and one player went in, separated, But they still have the bomb here. Maybe just trying to sell anything they could towards the B side of the map, and this still could work out for them, but they've only got a flashbang across the connector. Sixer, it's likely he at least takes one of these players down.
Yeah, he's holding the cross. They're going to slow peek into it, and Oscar... Oh, Sixer!
Wow.
Okay. In through the door. Reads that very well and going to go ahead and double down.
That should be a broken economy for mousesports now after, like we built up, XMS finding a lot of damage on the second and third round, and that's not bad at all. I like that a lot from Sixer. I said he'd get one, but he manages to get both. They might as well force into this one. It's not looking too great in terms of the financial situation for mousesports, but they have got one AK-47, a UMP, a Tech 9 for Oscar. Okay, he still dabbles. As we get into a drop-down push, it's RPK with an easy frag. He had to run the gauntlet there, Sonny, hoping the CTs wouldn't expect him to push through the fire, but they were ready, and then some. Took him down, and he had a pistol. Oh, no, that was the UMP, I beg your pardon. So that's one of their main weapons gone.
Oscar's one of the guys who still uses the tech, Henry.
I just said that, Harry.
Well, clearly I was listening.
Yes, but yes, you're right.
There you go, just really railing that home.
He's making sure everyone...
Yeah. Here we go. Making their way out through long. Sticko and Chris J. Going to be clearing mid. Scream. Does lie in wait, though. They're going to start to push on a minute left on the clock. Chris J in with the peek. Going to walk around. They'll fall. Juggle the gun across on a Sticko. And Scream hungry. Four. Now they're going to be allowed to take that all day long. Robson with the CZ. Tries to do anything, but it won't happen. And that will be EnVyUs in their second round. They keep 5 alive, and that's perfect for them as they start to build up some economy over on that CT side.
Yep, CT campaign starts here and now. AWP out for Sixer, looking sharp, and mousesports there with not really much to write home about in terms of their approach towards drop down there. One player pushes through the fire, and unless he gets an opening kill, his teammates can't really join him. He drops, and then that's one of the UMPs gone. An AK to try and salvage the round. Not meant to be, though. 3-2. EnVyUs will almost certainly tie this up at 3-3. Up against Glocks and 1P250. No nades, some armor. Some teams recently have been giving up these sort of rounds. I don't know how. It's been really frustrating. In Pro League especially, the CT sides just seem to be pushing in when they know they're up against full ecos, trying to get the glorious spray down and the anti-eco frags, and then as soon as they give up one rifle, it seems to fall apart. But this looks like quite a clean run. One player will go down. 4-on-2 as Rops is tagged up to 26 points of health. Chris J now with a Glock. They won't be able to recover that rifle, I'm pretty sure. EnVyUs will make sure of that. It's going to be happy with the incendiary and the double spray down to finish things off. And there it is, 3-3. EnVyUs now will be up against rifles, it seems. That was the full eco for mousesports. They can't bring out the AWP, and that's where Oscar really does his best work on this map, especially on the T side. Very good at opening things up. He's got lots of pre-fires towards middle. We saw it earlier in the week. But for now, he'll be down to an AK-47, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. He can be very strong with that weapon as well.
XMS got the memo. Going to be bringing out the MP9.
Gun of the year.
Is his vision like tilted, or is that the screen?
Looks fine to me.
Okay, then maybe I'm seeing things. I don't know. Sonny going to be holding off over here towards long. Starts to push on in. Scream does like to hold the fort here. Doesn't want to let mousesports claim it too much ground. Happy and XMS meanwhile going to be going with a bit of duel over there towards the B-bombs. And actually XMS takes the aggression with the MP9, chases down Robs. The rest of Mouse unfazed by that. Keep their attention fixated out here towards A. Going to go and flash into this, start to take the peek. And out they go. Robs is going to deal with RPK. That's the first frag found, while the rest of the guys start to make their way out towards A. Scream holds this down from long, peeks out, but Sticko finds it. No problem for him there. 6 are going to go down within the site, and Happy scrambling to hold on to the site. Can't get anything done. XMS left 1v4. Aggression from Sticko will be punished.
He's got a player coming from the B side of the map as well. XMS can't do anything about this. A nice assault on the A bomb side from mousesports. It should be Robs to finish things off. No reason for his teammates to really do anything but wait for him to come out of one of the choke points here. Either balcony or connector. Maybe the murder hole, but that's almost suicide in itself. Robs holding him in now. It's going to be an almost certain death here. Clean the kills, but he gets it done regardless. And there it is. mousesports, good job. It's trading really efficiently there. Rob's coming off the backstab at the end. He got 1 kill on the rotate as well. 4-3. mousesports to the lead, but EnVyUs got buckets of cash. Sixer on the AWP. Screaming it to buy. He's still got $10,000. Not going to be going for a double orb setup as of yet. He can do it on Cobblestone. I famously don't really like it, but it definitely has its place, depending on the lineup and the matchup, and what kind of play style you're up against. It will be Scream heading towards middle this time with the M4A1S. Another default from mousesports here. Not clear as to whether they'll finish up with the bomb down in the B apartments. Flashbang from Sixer. Thinking about going aggressive here. The orb can do very good work at the end of long A. Get that one pick in the corner, then fall back. You have to make sure your teammates give you good information there, making sure they can't cross over towards danger.
And right at this moment in time, Scream's actually just left mid to go and help Sixer out on long, so they have no information on that. Does now hold it. But this also gives rise to the possibility of mousesports just bypassing that danger position and then pushing up ramp. Does leave A very vulnerable, so they are going to start to fall back. The aggression now comes in from mousesports. The timing here actually going to work out brilliantly and in their favor. They smoke off long to deny that aggression. They force the hand of mousesports out of middle and back towards B. The bomb in with the rotation. Going to be looking to join up with Robs.
Well then, we have got smokes, Molotovs, flashbangs. We've got everything, all the ingredients for a big execution here. Oscar's on the orb. They'll try and set him up with some positional control, take down the close range enemy players in front of them. The smokes will be deployed momentarily. And here comes the final set piece, a B split from drop down and the upper platform.
In they come. XMS going to be waiting for them in drop down. The rest of the guys try and push out through long. Happy falls back to Chicken Coop. Just manages to seek the respite in time. XMS first to fall from Envy, but RPK keeps things in their favor, albeit for a very limited time as Happy. They know he was on the site somewhere, but they are going to check Chicken Coop. That's enough. Bomb goes down. No time left. Round will go the way of Envy.
Sonny has to hide as well, knowing he'll get no money into the next round. 750, as you can see. Disappointing finish there for mousesports. He didn't check the Chicken Coop. They didn't really have time to. They had to take a bit of a gamble and hope that Happy wasn't dwelling inside it, but he was with the chickens, managed to deny the bomb plan, and he still went for a bit more aggressive play there. I thought he would try and stay alive until the clock ran down. He faced before it happened, and Scream still won the round, but they could have maybe caused a little bit more damage to mousesports there. They will save an AK, and it looks like they'll force up around it as well. A tactical timeout right now as the scoreline's tied up once more. Not clear who's going to run away with Cobblestone as of yet, but a great opportunity now for mousesports to at least convert us to a few rounds in a row. Sticko, also a Tech9 user it seems, as we get into round number 9 here. A couple of PT50s, not going necessarily all in. 2K still on Sticko. Does he buy anything more? No, he stays in the Tech9. He wants to make sure he has at least some cash here. Chris J with $1,000 as well. Those are the final buys. 3 players all in. Sticko with 2K. Chris J with 1,000. A couple of AKs to work with here. 2 smokes. Unlikely to make this work, but Oscar with the AK-47. What has he got as he heads towards the upper platform?
XMS is there. He's already found the first make it. 2 is through the smoke. He shuts this down. Sticko tries to do what he can with the tech. Not as strong as it used to be. Does have one of the players backed into the corner. That's Happy, who has fallen. They're going to lose RPK as well. Scream rains down death from behind, though. 2 headshots quickly for him. Pulls this back to their favor before Sixer sticks that final nail in the coffin. And Envy gonna be on to a 5th.
Good attempt there. Sonny with the AK-47 almost made some magic happen. It was XMS to open things up, though. One through the smoke as well. But they did recover the situation towards drop-down. They managed to peel enough attention away from that drop-down area and got a couple of kills in return, but Scream with the backstab manages to get 2 kills with the M4A1. And we go to round number 10. Full eco once more for mousesports here. EnVyUs, if you're just joining us, won the first map, which is D-Cash. It was 16-11, I believe. And since then, it's been quite an equal affair here on Cobblestone. I do actually favour mousesports coming into this one, but EnVyUs so far putting up a pretty solid defence. XMS brings out the MP9 once again, but not really much up against him. PT50s, Deagle, 1 flashbang, no armour. They'll commit towards A. They could cause some trouble to Scream here, but he's got the AK in hand, 3 headshots, a flashbang's decent, he'll finally go down. A double kill for Chris J with that P250. If you can recover the AWP and make this kill happen, we've got something to work with here. Now we're getting somewhere. We'll be 1 minute. And the bomb available, smoker connector. This becomes very interesting considering that XFS has only got the MP9 as well.
The AK was there for Rops to pick up. XMS going for a very long rotation, and this could be the death of Envy here in this round. He's got to move swiftly, light on his feet with the MP9. As Happy starts to push on in, there's no armor for Mouse, so that MP9 going to prove deadly. The aim punch on it alone, a terrifying thing for Mouse to run into, but Chris J on the AWP, that could be the real catalyst. Rop's going to be holding this off from the back. Already XMS is down and out. Happy does get the trade. It's a 1 versus 1. Chris J, the man who opened up this round, now is to be the one to close it out. And Happy flanking round, playing this perfectly. Chris J's let the clock run down, and that will be it. No time left. Happy goes down with the bomb as well. Fantastic stuff from mousesports and Chris J in particular.
How disappointing is that? Scream gets 3 kills with an AK-47 along. The first 3 kills and you still lose. That's unbelievable. Chris J, very good job coming out there, but I have no idea why they're standing in those positions in that sort of situation. This whole back, you know, they're full eco, just play on the bomb site. They give an AWP away, and Chris J manages to get that shot connected, like I said, and there it is. They convert the round 5-5, and now it's EnVyUs that are down to not necessarily a force buy. They leave themselves about $1,000 per player, but they're pretty much all in. CZ's Deagles, 1 flashbang. 5-5. mousesports definitely steal that away. 2 PT50s, no armor, no nades. I think there's 1 flash they had, which proved very beneficial as they threw it and then took down 2 players, picked up the AWP, and it all fell apart. Nice work from Robs as well to get that really, not necessarily aggressive position, just like an unexpected one by the back APC of the A bomb site. It's a really awkward angle, and with the MP9 as well, he was never going to be able to find that shot. XMS with a long rotation, and here we are. mousesports back in the driving seat. Oscar's got the AWP, and they should be able to almost certainly win this round, but I said that in the previous one, so you never know.
Hopefully that has put some wind back in their sails. Sunny trying to take the long angle here, starts to make his way down, has to be cautious because Happy does lie in wait. Holding the close angle at long. The rest of Mouse beginning this rotation back to B. Happy's actually able to open up. That is Sunny eliminated from this very early on. Now they're going to be pushing into the B stack. Full utility reigns in. Sticko able to open things up. Rop's going to come in with another. Scream goes down, but they haven't checked for Sixer. And here he can make all the difference. Only is able to take 1. Going to leave it in the 1 versus 3 for Happy. He starts to make his way in with the first. Happy looking for 2. Spots the man out and Shaw gets it, but luckily enough, Oscar, the saving grace for Mouse, comes on in with the trade, 4 HP, and he keeps them in this. Going to be 6-5 as they take the lead. But it comes so incredibly close, Henry.
It was absolutely Happy doing a tremendous job there to even make that a viable situation for himself. Oscar with a close range antics with the AWP, of course, to close things out, but it will be the full eco. All of that really is in vain. On the T side, it doesn't damage them that much. Sure, they will have to be a little bit more cautious going forward, but as long as they don't give anyone up here, they'll still have a buy in the bag, and it'll be Oscar to open things up. And nothing really brought to the round. As we have got decent flashbangs, though. They could find a few shots here, but Sunny, he manages to recover. And it's going to be a 5-on-1. Just poor old Happy now, as it looks like the clean sweep will almost certainly be coming through. 6-5, soon to be 7. Happy, who made things very uncomfortable in the previous round. Can't really do much about this situation. He might be lucky and get 1 kill. We all know what Happy is capable of with the Desert Eagle. We all remember that infamous clip. It was with that same skin, I believe, on Inferno. If you remember, Harry, if you were even alive then, I can't remember.
I think I was like 3.
Yeah.
So no, it's been a while. But here he is, Happy, as you say. Way inside of B, not going to be coming his way. So mousesports, you know, I mean, 5v1, it wasn't really going in Happy's favour anyway.
No, he's just trying to hope that someone makes a mistake. Doesn't know that that'll be happening at this point. Bomb to be planted. They're being very efficient here, making sure they gave nothing up. Every angle covered. Every crevice checked. Oscar with 2 kills. Sunny with 1. Sticker with the 4th. And Sunny now tries to find exactly where Happy is. And he's being a little bit frustrating here, isn't he? Just being very, very patient. Hoping he can get 1 kill and save it. In terms of the next round, let's look to the future, shall we? 3rd stage loss bonus, a full EK this round. They'll be getting $2,400. So on top of their 2K and 60 with 3K as well, they'll be able to bring out the AWP. They might need it at this point as well. As Happy tries to do some damage to that. He'll fall back and doesn't really have any armor to save. It's Pretty redundant. He saves a deagle. He won't be using that next round, but might as well save it. Better than throwing it away. Denies them getting an extra $300 per player. And here comes the buy. Do they go for double orbs potentially? I don't think they can really afford to. No, it would be just one orb and glass cannon with that kind of cash. Sixer might not even do it, considering he's only got 5,400. Buys armor. He can afford armor and an AWP exactly. Down to $0. That's kind of fortunate for him.
Yeah, he's going to be holding mid with it. The rest of Mouse are going to be charging over here towards B, looking like they might move in quickly. Try and catch EnVy off guard. They're just going to charge in. Chris J, first man into the site. It's going to be the first to fall as RPK's double down. XMS worked his way into the back line, snuck through the smoke. And Oscar, he's got no idea XMS could shut this whole round down now as he lies in wait. The smoke monster himself. Smoke going to start to dissipate. And now from the back of their wildest nightmares, XMS comes on in, shuts down 2, and Sixer there to finish it. EnVy going to move back in with a 6th round as they take one straight back on their buy. mousesports, though, still with plenty of cash to buy up into this next round.
Indeed. Well, there it is. XMS walks past them all and manages to, like you said, completely backstab the opposition. Oscar had no idea he was on the other side of the smoke. He gets 2 kills, and XMS has been an absolute beast this game. 13 kills, 8 deaths at the top of the scoreboard. Sixer with a chance to find that opening pick. Seems like he moved away just to the last second there. Won't have a chance to take down Oscar just yet. Didn't even fire a bullet. As we come to the closing sectors of the first half here. 1 minute 30 remaining. A full buy available on either side. Both teams on the cusp of being broken here, believe it or not. So whoever wins this round potentially sends their opponent onto an eco for number 15. If mousesports win this one, there'll be no money at all for the EnVyUs side. Good nade from Sixer, but he might be a little bit too late. Misses the shot.
That shot was so important. They're already up and by. Sticker's made his way into Hut, and Sixer's missing everything. He has to connect something sometime soon. A man got beneath balcony. That's Sticko. Sixer!
Oh, no.
That was so many shots missed. Now Scream has to try and pick up where Sixer couldn't. Instead, he'll feel short. Happy sent reeling back from balcony, and this round going to be going the way of Mouse as they take that A-bomb site. No problem. No resistance from EnVy. Gifted to them on a silver platter.
I'll give Sixer a pass towards middle of the first couple of shots. Obviously, he had no idea, but the second and third, he had to connect at least one of those. He was made the AWPer out of necessity. Like back in 1.6, he was a very well decorated and prolific AWPer. But CSGO still getting into it, can be very good at times, but other points as well. It does seem to have some off days. This seems to be one of them. But 7-6, mousesports do send EnVyUs packing. We did say this would be a full reset as well. 3 players and $0. A couple with a few thousand, but Happy won't save the AWP, and that means mousesports have a huge chance of getting the 9-6 here to go to round number 15. Here's the replay. So have a look. So like I said, he spots for the head of one as he throws a nade, but that shot, to be fair, probably should have hit. This one for sure. Was a jump, was a little bit awkward. Flash there, so we'll give him a pass on a couple of them, but he really did need to start hitting something. That one especially, that should be a kill all day long. CZ's a mag 7. It's not looking too good. mousesports know the money's going to be broken here. After winning just 1 round, loses subsequent after, you only get $1,400 per player. So they know they're working with almost nothing here. Pistols and a shotgun, not ideal.
Six is going to be holding close to long. Smoke is down. Wants to try and make up for his shortcomings in the previous round. Going to be boosting up XMS. Robs actually isn't ready for this. He's instead of relying on his teammates to keep an eye on it, and that was Chris J. Man, if I'm taken, they read that play perfectly from EnVy, knowing that they're going to try and force the issue. Happy's also up here, though, and will Chris J see that coming? They already stuck one up. Will he suspect the second? Scream's able to find one. Elsewhere with the mag 7, they do manage to deal with Happy, and now Scream and RPK, that's all that remains, but RPK doesn't want to go quietly. He's already on one. Going to go charging up into the arms of Chris J. Got the bomb at his back, and could have support from Scream to come on in, but Chris J going to go ahead and save the situation. Now leaves this all on one man. Gets caught off from long, and falls to Sunny. mousesports going to go ahead and take that round. A 9-6 half from them. Looking much more convincing, I'd say, than their performance on Cash.
Yeah, absolutely. They have Did have this sort of lead, though, remember, at half-time on Cash as well. mousesports looking great, though. They did manage to have a back and forth with EnVyUs, but towards the end, EnVyUs certainly dropped off there with the money being reset as well. I still feel like mousesports will take the map here and split the series, but EnVyUs always going to be a plucky team, and we'll see if they can come back in the second half after this quick break. Welcome back to the final half of the evening, and indeed the week as well. It's EnVyUs versus mousesports with a back and forth affair. Interesting, I guess, series of events on Cobblestone. It was mousesports looking very good on the T side, with some good play from EnVyUs as well. Managed to grant them at least 6 rounds on the board. We'll have a look what they can do here in the pistol. They managed to get themselves an AT grenade, a smoke and a flashbang. No upgraded pistols. I was expecting maybe a deagle from Scream, but we go into round number 1 here. And nothing really too crazy to report as of yet. Rops, I should say, with the defuse kit and the smoke. Waiting towards middle, and that's exactly where Oscar wants to face, and he'll quickly be sent packing. Headshot in the process, down to 28 points of health, and XMF might try and capitalise at this moment as they go towards danger.
Oh, gonna lose one over at long. Actually, Sixer and XMS both fall. Oscar's on fire. He's only got 28 HP, and he's still been able to find himself too. They are going to hunt him down. Mercilessly, he's sent back. A Scream finally pulls the trades out on long. Happy all the way over on B to get rid of Sticko, and that is the B-bomb site cracked wide open. But look at Chris J. He's all the way over here, clearing out mid.
Yeah, the bomb's in T-spawn though, so this is the chance now for Chris J. If he reads this correctly, knowing the one's towards middle, and he can look towards the B halls, stop and crossing over. He has an inkling, Harry. This is it. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Spots him. Oh, the shot comes in as well. That's breathtaking. Takes down Scream. The bomb goes down, and now Robs comes to back him up. Up to Happy now to try and recover this situation. Surely there's no way.
He's going to be sneaking in. Crossfire set up between Chris J and Rops. They know the bomb's here. Chris J should take the peek on him, but Happy, light on his feet, ducks away. But Chris J is incredibly quick with the pistols today, Henry. He's come out in full force. He wants to make sure that Mouse can close this map out here and now.
That was such a wonderful shot coming in from Chris J. I thought he missed his opportunity, but one bullet, that's all it takes. The bomb goes down. His back up from his teammate, and a round that looked like it might have slipped by the wayside. They managed to bring it back, and no bomb planted for EnVyUs. C-Ted's Deagles. Arm up. 6 up will be the AWP with no protection. He doesn't want to spend that money. He wants to make sure he has the AWP in the first gun round, which is fine. We appreciate that.
EnVy just taking their time over in middle. Oscar going to be watching it with the scout. And EnVy, they waited early on. They've got Happy over here in drop. He wants to try and take control. Keep the players from B from rotating and try and shut down any of the players that do try and do so. Incredibly strong position, usually one that we do see Happy tend towards. but he's going to fall off the bat. Chris J able to find him. That is one of the prongs in this approach. Dislodged very early on. Now the rest of the guys have to try and make up for this. They catch one man out, but they don't find the frag. 3 players already rotated in. No one to deny the rotation. Scream's hot with the Deeg, though. XMS going to take one more. Scream, look at this man go. He's going to be on 2. Sunny tries to step up, and it's the Deeg of Scream. That could still yet make all the difference. Sixer starts his rotation off. Scream falls prey to the flank from Sticko, and now Sixer hoping to get the bomb plant here. 1 versus 2, only with 5 HP. That's their goal.
Yeah, he'll get it down as well. He still could win the round. Even though he's got 5 HP, all it takes is one clever position for him to find a rifle, make things uncomfortable, and the CT then to make a mistake. Bomb planted, has nothing to work with here. No armor to save, so might as well try and see what he can do. He heads towards drop down here. This could be an absolute killer position. If he can get behind them silently.
Oh.
Well, what can you say about that one?
You know, you see the nade coming, you know it's all done.
Yeah.
He's let go of the keyboard at that point. Just, oh, well.
It was a nice try. Good position. I like the idea. You could hear them coming. Dead now, of course, as his coiled corpse rots on the floor. Nice deagle work from Scream, and there definitely was a chance to win that round. And they get the bomb down. The way it was going, I think they'll be happy with that, and they'll be able to buy up into the next round, but almost certainly going to be 12-6 here. Oh, are they force ball? All right, then. Well, then, in true French style, we're going for it. I was about to just tell a story or something. Like, I thought this round would be very boring, but now we're getting somewhere. It's going to be 2 AKs, 3 pistols, all in. This could be all in more ways than one. But Sunny with the first kill. Can't get more than that, though. They're banking on the fact that CTs might get aggressive here and give weapons away, and that's exactly what they do. They actually bring it down to a 4-4, another rifle given to EnVyUs, who've got armor. They've actually got the advantage here. Look at the weaponry from mousesports. CZs, Mag 7s, they were expecting to be up against a full eco here, and this is why it's a brilliant call from Happy. It was a gamble for sure, but one that really could pay off.
Yeah, the second they lose Sunny to an AK over long, you can almost see the sweat on their brow develop.
Those.
Oscar could have been the turning point, but he's already done good damage to Scream. Rob's going to be holding close with the Mag 7. Happy flashed it, but the rest of the team from EnVy going to start their rotation over toward B. 2 players here for Mouse. That's going to be Chris J holding close by Broken Wall. Has support from Sticko. He's going to start to push through. Could get caught off guard. Alternatively, it's Scream with only 12 HP on the other side. As his smoke starts to dissipate, he's at a huge disadvantage here. Gonna go running on in. The pop flash allows him to do so. Doubles down, and that could be massive. Happy does manage to get the trade, but the man advantage suddenly flipped in favor of Mouse. The nade from Sticko. And now it is all RPK, left in a 1 versus 3. Time working against him here. Only 25 seconds left. Has to be light on his feet and fast with the heads, and Rops will shut him down as mousesports managed to clamber their way back into that round, and now they've done significant damage to the EnVy economy.
Yeah, it looked like RPK had some sort of freedom to work with there as he went towards the B side. Got the first kill. I have no idea what Oscar's given him such an opportunity to find the headshot, force him to the plant surely, but still Rob saved today with the shotgun, and the force buy yields no sort of result for EnVyUs. They got the opening kill, or at least the trade, found another rifle. You thought it would happen, then Chris J just denies everything. They'll rush B, and certainly with the CZs, these kind of rounds can work, but it's going to be Robs denying the first kill. Just pull back now. No need to get any more. You know their eco. You've been tagged up a little bit. Let's hold that window.
That's exactly what he'll do. You're in his head, Henry. As Rops does give them control of drop. He's just going to be holding for the aggression out in a connector. Sticko watches that from platform. Only boosting players back up, leaving 1 man. I'll make it 2. And Scream and RPK remain in drop. Rob still just holding this rotation out in a connector. Chris J and Sticko with the crossfire for platform. Chris J does have his work cut out for him. 2 angles there to watch. You'd like to see maybe Rops rotate into the site to help out, have Oscar watch connector with the AWP. Sticko, though, able to open up in with the first. Chris J now peeks out, and he's looking good as he finds both of those frags. mousesports going to go 13 to 6, but now the buy can come in for EnVy.
Finally, it's been a difficult second half for them. Going down 4-0 here, they'll take a tactical timeout. They're on the cusp of giving this map away. We're 13-6 up for mousesports. Money suddenly there for EnVyUs. Can bring out the AWP if they want to. It's not ideal, though. 600. Won't be able to get head armor, and that's a bit of an issue against the M4s. Here's the replay. For Mars in hand. Sticko just lighting them up, and then Chris J with the precision to finish it off there. Tap, tap, taparoo. Six hasn't bought the AWP as of yet. It's RPK who's dropped off significantly. I already talked about him having a lights-out game. He's 8 for 17 now. The analysts are kind of speculating on the desk as to when he has very good performances. They normally win the map. If he drops off like this, obviously they're probably going to lose. Like Alex said, there's not really much you can take away from that. It's quite obvious when you spell it out like that, but still, he has dropped off significantly since Cash. He was completely nuts then, and now he's not really doing much at all.
Yeah, there does seem to be this bit of a trade-off with RPK. It used to be kind of a pillar of consistency, whereas now
you sometimes get an amazing result and then sometimes very underwhelming. It's like one or the other, isn't it?
And right now, I mean, obviously they need him to start to step up, relive that performance from Cash into this round. He started heading off over towards B, but since they've had second thoughts, got cold feet, Chris J in the meantime has taken so much aggression down through long, they get a boatload of information for free. There is a man here holding it, that's RPK. Man in question that we were just speaking about has to try and shut down this flank, and if he does so, that's going to throw this whole hold into disarray. But Chris J gets so much information here. The smoke's down. He hears the rotations. What does he actually? They're going to go sneaking on in. They read this very well, knowing that Chris J could be aggressive. And look at what that's meant for the positioning of Mouse. There's only one other man within the site. That's Sticko. The shot's going to give it all the way. Chris J's dropped himself the bomb. Now has to buy time for more rotations. He's going to do more than that. Chris J in with 3. Trying to make it 4, but Happy will come in with the trade finally. It all falls onto the IGL for Envy.
Oh, the panic one by one through the smoke. You do hate to see that. They had 40 seconds on the clock there. They heard a flashbang. They're trying to take him down, but the rifle went through first, and the AWP goes through by himself. What are they doing? And it will be Robs to get the final kill. Chris J, what a performance he's had here on Cobblestone. Finds himself with 21st frag, and I don't really know what they're really playing out here. He drops another smoke, and that kill, questionable considering he's got the bomb. Hoping to get it down, and Sixer has a go. It was very, very well played by Chris J, don't get me wrong, but so unnecessary by the EnVyUs side, and such a crucial round as well. They do get maximum loss bonus at this point, but no bomb going down. Hardly going to be the strongest of buys. Sixer works out what he can get. Body armor and a Deagle. Same story for Scream and XMS as well. There's 2 AKs up and about. RPK's had a very quiet game here on Cobblestone. Happy. Similar sort of story, but he has been fragging pretty well. 15 frags for him. Round number 6, and it's mousesports chasing match point here as we get into it.
Oscar's holding mid with the AWP. Very accustomed to seeing him play this position. Has 2 players within the site to help out. Sunny and Sticko already here. Envy start to send 3 up through long. Smoke rains on in to keep them away, and that's enough once again to force their rotation back over here towards the B bomb site. This time there's no aggression coming in from Chris J or the likes, as Rops holds back passive over on platform. And you can see how scared they are of Chris J doing it once again. The smoke's starting to dissipate, and they've just kept 3 players back. The terror inflicted there by Chris J as RPK's the man on the entry. Trying to move in swiftly, get a full prey to Chris, and now Rops in the cubby could shut this whole thing down, but he will be traded out. Sixer able to find that. They're going to lose Chris J as well, leaving this all on Sunny. 1 versus 2. The bomb plant will come in for Envy. Means Sunny can take this initial one-on-one, but Happy's going to win it out, and Envy disallow that match point.
Just about do it. It's Happy with 4 kills in total there. One of the few AKs they had into that round. A big execution comes in, albeit a very simple one, towards drop down. And it's mousesports playing a very passive game there, not even wanting to challenge towards drop down whatsoever. They didn't have anyone in there allowing RPK to get out. Equal trades up until the point Happy arrived, and he ran away with it. And to try and close this game out, it's going to be the double AWP setup, all in from mousesports. Every last dollar spent. And it'll be Oscar and Chris J to try and duel at the very start of the round. Oscar senses a player behind the rock at the top of middle. Smoke starting to go down, can't stick around for too long. It's XMS that holds, looking towards long end. The player is on that side of the map, but it's Sunny. He doesn't overextend just yet.
Scream going to be there to try and trade things out if Oscar does find this initial frag. The issue is he's got the bomb on his back, so he can't... Oh, never mind, XMS able to find that down through mid. Oscar already eliminated early on. Sunny, oh, better get out of there. Starts to retreat, but he's going to find himself in a bit of trouble here. In danger. Scream goes ahead and takes his head clean off, and now the rotations into B come through. Rops finds the initial frag out onto RPK, but the rotations into A have begun. They think it was all a fake. The double fake comes in from Envy. Happy's made his way in a drop and can cut off these rotations. There is still one man in the site. It's Sticko. Six are going to miss that opportunity to deal with him, but J falls, leaving this all on Sticko, and in the blink of an eye, XMS and Scream mop that site up.
Not able to find match point once again. It's the double orb setup that's completely thwarted by EnVyUs there. Taking down Oscar at the very start. Very slow default, trying to feel out the positions that they know Oscar likes to play. Pre-fire in the mid doors, he gets his head blown off, and then Sunny trying to recover from the danger position. Got nothing done as well. Went for the quick peek, the shoulder press at the mid doors, and then unable to actually get away. 5-on-3 situations back towards the B area. That's where Chris J couldn't get things done, overwhelmed by the flashbangs and smokes. Sunny with a Zeus, just a note. It's the only map where we ever see the Zeus used. Cobblestone obviously got drop down and long A with lots of tight little corners, and it doesn't really find any results, but every now and then we do get a kill.
Yeah, they're going to be allowed to take control of the drop. Let's see if the Zeus can get anything done. Going to go ahead and lose Chris J. Sunny just lies in wait. Sunny looking to try and play with lightning here as he waits outside of window for drop. Doesn't hear anyone making their way in. He's getting curious about it, wants to try his hand at some aggression, but there is RPK. Oh! Nah, misses it. Not meant to be.
Yeah, definitely had the opportunity, but not like it would have made a difference in the landscape of the round. 14-9 as EnVyUs bring himself one step closer. This might be... Okay, I was about to say, I thought they might as well 4K per play. They had a residual cash on Sunny, so he can drop the AWP over to Oscar, who hasn't been as electrifying as he was on cash. Here's the replay of the Zeus attempt. It looks like it's in a little bit of slow motion as well. Wildly misses there. But 49, and the AWP this time, follower goes towards middle once more. I think he'll play a little bit more passively. Drops the same smoke and goes to help his teammate out. Sunny, as he watches danger. Anyone crossing over.
Slow start here from Envy. Aggression from mousesports over at long. Going to be a bit of a change up here in their strategy as they go ahead and head Oscar and Sunny, both players up towards long. Not going to be peeking into it. Take the aggression early, haven't spotted anything, and now going to start. Looking like they might fall on back. Oscar here watching danger. Six is trying to push down through long. That Molotov going to start to fade any second now, and they're going to throw out one of their own. Utility keeps raining in here at long. Going to keep EnVyUs away. But look at this. There's a man in the back line. It's RPK. He's actually made his way in a drop down. He could throw this whole defense in a disarray as he prevents these rotations coming in out towards A. Envy going to be quick to try and capitalize on that. Sunny only able to get one over on long. Then they lose Rops as RPK pounces out on the flank, leaving all the pressure on Oscar here. 1 versus 4 effectively inside the site. Able to take the first, but that will be it as XMS gets the trade. Him and Happy left in a 2v2.
Oh, that's a little bit clumsy from Chris J. Didn't have to commit to that. He had Sticko coming up to the bottom of middle. He just waited 5 seconds. They could have pinched that together. And that could have been around in their favour. It's looking unlikely now. The bomb will be planted. And Sticko undetected for now. But Chris J just had to wait a few more seconds. They potentially have a 2 versus 1 here. Bomb planted. Sticko makes his way out. We'll have XMS patrolling towards middle. Happy might not have a clue, but still lands the shot. Chris J maybe giving that one up a little bit too soon. 3K per player now, double digits for EnVyUs. We could be going all the way. This has to be Unica from what I can gather. No real reason to force into this one. You still have a huge amount of rounds, and 4 rounds in a row for EnVyUs after going 5-0 down. It was that force buy with the 2 AKs and pistols that got them into it in true bench fashion. And we'll see whether 6 up with the AWP can continue to find rounds here for EnVyUs as we head towards the B side once again. This will be a slow default. That's what kind of weaponry they've got. For now, it's just PT50s. A 5.7, a rare appearance on that weapon.
mousesports seem to be a team that don't stick to conventions. They're the ones who like, to use the outdated weapons. But it is going to be the stack over here on B. All 5 players grouped up, huddled together. It's not warmth they're seeking, though. It's the round win they're after. Going to try and secure that match point here. And to be fair, I think the odds are fairly good. If Envy just walk into this blind, these pistols are devastating in these closer ranges. Sixer. Waiting to see if any peaks come through. It looks like Sticko's thinking about it, but he isn't going to commit to anything just yet. And it looks like, yeah, EnVyUs might be sticking to this plan of heading into the B bomb site now. Starting the push on in. Rop's able to find that first. XMS does provide the equalizer. They're going to walk in blind, and these pistols doing damage. Robson with 2. Sonny, what was that? How did he manage to get that? He finishes it off. Sonny, what is going on there, Henry?
I don't know.
What did we just witness?
I have no idea. What an absolute palaver.
That was utter chaos in that round.
We'll have to have a look. We've got Sonny's POV. I don't know. But he's blind, from what I can tell. He's got a P250.
What?
They're then not looking at him.
Why? What is that? Not even Sonny knows what happens.
And he still wins the round as well. Oh, God. EnVyUs always seem to have one of these rounds in every game they play when it all goes horribly, horribly wrong. I can't really analyse that for you. That's just an absolute nightmare for EnVyUs. They're going to re-rushing B here. This could be the end of it. 2 kills going against them, make it 3. And it looks like we have got map point. And indeed, match point achieved, as it will be the end. 4 versus 2. Sixer, let's get 1 back. Maybe he does have something to say about this one, but now left up to just poor old Happy. Unless he has some sort of miraculous performance here, it's going to be the map going in favour of mousesports off the back of one of the most chaotic rounds you'll see in Counter-Strike ever. I'm not really sure how Sonny got away with that one. He gets to kill with the PT-50, the knife, and then gets the AK frag as well. That'll be so gutting for EnVyUs. If it's so much hard work to get back into this game. But there we go. It will be mousesports taking it, splitting the series. Harry, it's been a wonderful week of Pro League here, a super week, as we tie things up there, and we will be throwing it over to Alex and the boys on the day. Oh, apparently not quite ready, and it will be. Have you enjoyed yourself?
I've enjoyed it, Henry. I hope I'm going to be back soon. That's a little plug to Mr. Miller and the guys at ESL. Wink, wink.
Desperate as ever.
Yeah, what can I say? Really, really hungry for the opportunity. No, but I think that was a good way to end it. Bit of a chaotic round there towards the end. And finally, mousesports do what I haven't actually seen them do yet, with the exception of that Mykonos, which is close a game out.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming at all. I thought mousesports were done for that. I thought we were going to overtime. Let alone, maybe not even that. They managed to win the round on a full eco. A 5-7 kill from Robs. He gets an AK-47, 2 from him. Then Sonny, somehow with 3 kills. He is certainly one of the star players. Had a quiet game up until that point, but it's Chris J for me that seemed to be the MVP for mousesports on Cobblestone. So much fantastic work on the T side and the CT side, showing us what he's made of. And EnVyUs, they'll be a little bit gutted at that one. To be fair, mousesports had a huge lead on Cash, if you remember as well. They're up 9-3, and they managed to give it away. So they'll be happy just to take some points away from this one. And now I believe Alex and the boys are finally ready, so I'll throw it over to close up the night with Machine.
A little bit taken aback by the fact that round was lost. We kind of felt like, okay, here comes the comeback. 2 P250s, a little bit of Kevlar, and there's knife kills happening.
There's a couple of stairs to go down as well, so...
yeah, it was a bit of a run.
Yeah, bit of a... Make sure no one breaks their neck. Go Ock health and safety out here.
Bit of a jog. Yeah. Did you say Ocker?
No, I like Ock health and safety. I don't know, it stands for something. So occupational health and safety, that's the one.
I'm usually like... default first, right? You could see in that particular round, and we ran into a full stack from mousesports. And the problem is, once you get, for example, 3 kills, you don't expect 1 extra player to be there. Or maybe if you get 4, you don't expect the 5th one. And you saw why Sonny was able to get that knife kill as well. I feel if we're going to do what EnVyUs did, you need to have better use of your Molotovs in that situation, right? You want to use them for each of those close positions close to B platform, because if you can do that, after that point, it's all medium to long range duels, and that's where you have the advantage.
As well as that, I want to credit this victory to Mr. Chris J.
I thought you might. Fantastic rounds from him.
3 rounds sticking out. Obviously, the one with the P250, getting those 2 nice kills, picking up the AWP, finding 1 more, getting the bomb down, and then winning that eco round, which basically swung that first half in the favour of Mouse. And then when you flicked on over, there was an impact round, I think it was the 3rd, where I think he only had a CZ, pushed through the long smoke, got 2 huge kills to stop the push coming in from EnVyUs. And on the pistol round of that second half as well, he also had 2 kills to close it. So you think about the impact of those pivotal rounds. Pistol round, leads into a couple of extra ones. That one forced EnVyUs onto Eco and breaking the economy in the first half and putting the swing in the favor of Mouse. So huge performance.
It's a fantastic performance. 27 frags from Chris J. And as well, and don't forget that himself and LMBT, their coach, are sharing the leadership duties as well. So we're getting to see Chris J seeming to unlock some real potential, especially not now. He's not necessarily AWPing as well. I'm not seeing as much of Chris J on the AWP. He's rocking the rifle.
Yeah, secondary AWPer in this lineup. Oscar is the primary one. And also for mousesports this time around, winning both pistols, right? We were talking about that momentum on Cash that they couldn't get on their T side. A whole different story. Here on Cobblestone, they were the ones for the majority of the time dictating the pace of the game, being able to pressure EnVyUs. Yes, due to an extent, due to EnVyUs making some silly mistakes, losing a couple of eco rounds, but,
I mean, talking of eco rounds, there is one that stands out. You've already touched on it when you were talking about Chris J's prowess, but a 2 versus 5 when they have nothing but a $300 pistol, that just doesn't make sense. It's impossible to explain.
I just want to throw a small caveat, and it's like a 2v5, but 2 kills happened immediately. It's not like all the CTs were set up and then it happened.
Then they came in.
It was more of a 2v3 in my eye.
Well, when you look at it that way, right, the 2 kills that happened on the A bomb site for them to get control, it is a very difficult bomb site to retake, but it's not like they did it as a team, right? When it was down to the 2v2 scenario and it was, I think it was Happy left in the 1v1, it just felt at that all the hard work. Those 2 kills that he found were very lucky that they weren't looking his way, but question is like, you have to expect players to push through smokes. Why are you both looking the same way? Scream had that covered, he got 3 kills. 6 look at the smoke.
Just stare at it.
Just stare at it.
I mean, then he gets a scavenged AWP and the round falls apart, as does the series. Envy are going to be losing that one. mousesports going to go ahead and make it a split series, something that mousesports have been doing for almost the entirety of the day. You can go ahead and see how things have been going down. We saw all the way, it feels like forever ago, we saw FaZe versus Heroic, albeit a brief stint. And we got to see FaZe Heroic on Overpass. That was a rather quick start to the day. We did get to kind of close things out with a split series. mousesports have been making quite the habit of this so far. I mean, where does that put everyone in the standings is the question I ask next. Heroic take a leap, a heroic leap, some would say. 7-7 now, with the 2 extra in the loss column from those overtimes.
Bit of moving and shaking.
I mean, Navi is getting in legit danger of relegation. You look at their spot on the table and also the way they have been playing, not a lot of confidence. You can't really pinpoint a team where you would say, Navi has this comfortably 2-0.
At the start of the week, mousesports was in the bottom 2 or bottom 3 teams, and now they're in the top 6. Isn't that insane? That's bonkers.
That is madness. Well, if you're really wanting more Counter-Strike, if you just feel like we haven't sated your hunger enough, there is another place you can get it on this very channel. It's North American Counter-Strike that's coming at you a little later on in the evening. You've got about, what is it now, 2-hour hiatus, an hour and a half before we do kick back off with some Misfits versus Complexity. You get to see a little bit more from Misfits. We've been seeing an awful lot of them actually on that primary stream. You get to see how Sean Gares and the gang are doing. NRG versus CLG as well, not forgetting that both NRG and Misfits have always taken a map off SK, so everyone's looking pretty fiery.
Also NRG and CLG, both end with a G.
And there it is.
And you might have some GG.
Yeah, they're both G. Oh, take my job, please.
Shame.
Fantastic. And we are back on the October the 17th. That's when we return for match day 21 of the ESL Pro League. And this is what you have to look forward to. Pop it in your calendar, because we're going to be seeing some NIP versus Big, starting again with a big game, in one way at least. Fnatic versus North afterwards as well, where we get to see just how good are Fnatic here on the Pro League.
That's going to be the hot match of the week as well.
It is?
Yeah, because those teams are both towards the top of the table right there. That's a big deciding matchup for Fnatic if they can make sure they want to stay in that top 6. And North are a team who's looking extremely dangerous. So, I think that's going to be a big one for week number 6.
Golden Boy with the inside info.
He's got it all. He's absolutely got it all. And guys, we've done it. Super Week is complete. It has been a battle for all of the teams and talent to go ahead and bring you what has been a week of Counter-Strike. The table looked very different than when we started this week, gentlemen. You had a good time, Janko?
Absolutely, Alex. Always a good time here in lovely Copenhagen, Intel Esports Arena, with yourself and, unfortunately, Chad.
Powered by Intel on our lovely Legion by Lenovo laptops. Getting it done.
My God, you are spectacular. And Chad, the next question is, how many jackets are you going to put on for your walk home?
All of them.
How many's that?
I'm going to leave the shirt on as well.
So 1, 2, 3,
2 shirts, a
4,
hoodie,
5.
and 2 jackets.
So 5 layers.
Let's do it.
All right, fantastic. We're going to start getting Chad into his jackets. It takes a while. It's about a 30-minute procedure to get him warm enough for the walk home here in Copenhagen. Guys, we'll be back on the 17th with more ESL Pro League. We have been your talent team, and we'll see you then.